Have you ever broken up with someone and thought, what took me so long? You aren't alone. So often we're afraid to make changes. When we're brave enough to try something new, the results can be harsh or better than we've ever imagined. So today we're going to talk about change. Who Moved My Cheese is a story about adapting to change. Author Spencer Johnson tells a story about two mice and two men trapped in a maze. Every day they find a pile of cheddar cheese in the same location. One day the mice and little men arrive and there's no cheese. They took the cheese. I can't watch this video. I'm sorry. I can't do this. Who Moved My Cheese might sound like it's a kid's book, but it's actually a bestseller in the business world. Did you say business? Procter & Gamble, GE, and Southwest Airlines are just a few of the companies that recommend the book to their employees. So if it's sounding a little cheesy to you, give it a chance. In this video, we'll look at how each of the characters adapt, then we'll review how to adapt to change successfully. Before I forget, for more great book summary videos, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. If you find this video helpful, click the like button and let us know what you think. I love hearing from you. So Sniff and Scurry are two mice in the maze. They aren't that smart but are willing to work hard. Sniff is always sniffing out opportunities. Scurry is action-oriented and ready to get things done. Every day, Sniff and Scurry wake up early and run to Cheese Station C to find food. When they arrive, they take off their track shoes and hang them around their neck. That way, they'll know exactly where to find them in case they need them again. Over time, the two notice that the cheese supply is starting to get old. Ugh! There also seems to be less of it. Notice that Sniff and Scurry never take the cheese for granted. When the cheese doesn't appear at the station, they don't waste time. They immediately put on their running shoes and zip around the maze searching for new supply. Now it's easy to get lost in the corridors of the maze, but Sniff and Scurry don't let fear get in the way. And before long, they found a mountain of cheese. And the mice continue to live happily in the maze. Yay! Our furry friends are successful for a number of reasons. 1, they're adaptable and willing to change. 2, they were paying attention to the dwindling cheese supply. Therefore, they weren't surprised when it was gone. Finally, they had a plan of action to strap on their running shoes and go find some food. Ultimately, they were willing to try giving a try. Meanwhile, still waiting for the cheddar cheese to arrive, we have Hem and Haw. They're the humans stuck in the maze. Hem and Haw used to get up early and bring their running shoes to the cheese station. But these days they sleep in and wear their slippers to be more comfortable. They're kind of arrogant. They don't even know where their running shoes are anymore. Hem is very set in his ways. He expects the cheddar to be in the same place because he's entitled to it. So when the cheese is in a cheese station C, he screams, "Who moved my cheese?" Then he throws a fit about how unfair it is. Now, Haw is similar to Hem. Haw's afraid of change because the unknown frightens him. When there's no cheese, he's frozen with shock and doesn't know what to do. So his reaction is more like, "Who moved my cheese?" Now, it's easy to judge Haw, but the truth is, most of us are probably like him. For example, think back to your reaction when the pandemic hit us all. You might have had major changes like moving back home, homeschooling your kids, or even maybe losing your job. Something major like that, it's easy to have been afraid. After a few days without cheese, Hem and Haw become miserable. They come to the conclusion that cheese is probably nearby. Maybe it's been hidden in the wall. So they begin hammering and chiseling away. Still no cheese. So this is a good time to point out that there's a difference between activity and productivity. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean it's productive. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is by Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Workweek, who says, "Being busy is a form of laziness. Lazy thinking and indiscriminate action." If you're intrigued, watch our video, the 4-Hour Workweek here. Ali did it. She's awesome. So eventually, Haw becomes desperate and sets out to find new cheese alone. Have you ever had a problem and had to fix it alone? It's scary. So he's terrified. It's easy to get lost in dark corridors because there might be danger lurking. But he takes a deep breath and asks himself, what would you do if you weren't afraid? I remember when I graduated college in Massachusetts and I wanted to find out if I wanted to be an actor. I decided that I wanted to move to New York and all my family was in Kenya. It was so scary. I was moving to New York City by myself, but I was determined to do it. I wanted to know what it was like thriving, hustling, surviving New York City. And you know what? I moved. Sometimes it's scary to make the decisions, but beyond the fear is something amazing. So Haw jogs slowly into the maze. And after a few wrong turns, guess what? He finds the large stockpile of cheese and the two mice. He's happy he took a risk and vows to do it sooner next time. Even though it was challenging for Ho to step out of his comfort zone, he was able to do it. So Ho encourages himself to adapt. Hem doesn't. And in the real world, the Hems are likely to get left behind. What? Don't leave me! I'm coming! So how do we avoid being like Hem, or at least help ourselves change? So as we've reviewed, change can be hard. Hem may come across as a stubborn, bullheaded guy, but the truth is many of us dig in our heels when faced with something new. So here's a few tips on how to handle change successfully. 1. Handle your fears. In addition to being hard, change is also scary. So when faced with change, it's normal to want to fight, run away, or freeze up. But ask yourself, what would you do if you weren't afraid? For actionable tips on how to handle fears and worry, check out our video, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Personally, it really helped me handle my fears and worries. 2. Be prepared for change. Change is inevitable, so prepare for it. Pay attention to your environment. If you notice that your company is starting to have layoffs, make sure your resume is up to date. Maybe keep an ear to the ground about new positions in the company. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. This applies to other areas as well. In a relationship, for example, breakups don't always just happen. There can be signs. Poor communication, ignoring requests to spend time together, and flat out refusing or not being interested in meeting your partner's needs. So make sure you know where the cheese in your life is, and if it starts to dwindle. Finally, let go of the past. Easier said than done, right? But it doesn't do you any good for you to wait and expect things to go back to the way they were. If your company rolled out a new way of working, adjust. Because when you're grumbling about the good old days, people are moving ahead. Of course, letting go of the past isn't always easy. That's where self-work like therapy, changing your social circle, or even moving continents can do you some good. If you'd like an introduction to deeper healing work, check out our video, The Body Keeps the Score. So that's all for today. Overall, we can safely say that Who Moved My Cheese is a story about being open-minded to change. So let me know in the comments below, who do you identify with most? Are you a Haw like me? Or are you a Sniff or a Scurry? I'm a bit of a Sniff too. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Sniff. Or do you sometimes start off as a Hem and then move to a Haw? Let me know, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. The book has a lot of insights into change that we didn't have time to delve into this video. If you're interested in going deeper, check out the Shortform guide to Who Moved My Cheese. Shortform makes the world's best guides to nonfiction books, complete with well-crafted short exercises to help you learn faster and remember more. You can get a 5-day free trial and a discounted annual subscription if you go to shortform.com/YouTube. Click the link in the description below. And support the author and publisher by buying Who Moved My Cheese? A link to buy the book is below as well. And finally, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next short form video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna actually find my cheese because I think my sister actually took I'm not even joking. I actually had cheese and it's gone, so I'm gonna go, I need to find my sister. See you, bye.